to Ukraine now, and the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has failed to secure Tomahawk missiles from the United States following a meeting at the White House with President Trump. Mr. Zelensky had travelled to Washington hoping to obtain supplies of the long-range weapons to attack Russia. Mr. Trump has not ruled this out, but said he did not want an escalation of the conflict. After their meeting, the US president urged both Russia and Ukraine to stop the killing and make a deal. Here's our North America correspondent, Nomia Iqbal.
Arriving at the White House, it was clear what President Zelensky wanted.
Are you going to give him the Tomahawks, Mr. President?
President Trump is feeling emboldened after his visit to the Middle East, and President Zelensky knew flattering him on that was important.
Mr. President, thank you very much for the invitation. Again, my congratulations with your successful ceasefire in the Middle East.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you did it. And I think this is a momentum to finish Russia's war against Ukraine.
President Zelensky wants missiles that Russia fears as a way of scaring the country into negotiating a ceasefire.
So we're going to be talking about Tomahawks, and would much rather have them not need Tomahawks. Would much rather have the war be over, to be honest, because, we're in it to get the war over.
US-made Tomahawk cruise missiles are hugely powerful. They're harder to shoot down, travelling at more than 500 miles per hour. They can carry a large amount of explosives and are worth more than £1 million. But crucially, it's how far they can travel. So far, Ukraine has only been provided with weapons of a maximum range of 300 kilometres. A Tomahawk cruise missile can travel 8 times that distance. It would put Russian military sites within target, such as Engels Air Base, where Russia launches its own long-range strikes, and factories where Russia is said to be mass-producing drones. But after the meeting, it appeared Mr. Zelensky did not get the missiles. He said the US did not want escalation.
We have to stop where we are. This is important, to stop where we are, and then to speak. I'm open, as I said, to bilateral, to trilateral, and I don't know if we have some other formats. I'm open for any kind of formats which can bring us closer to peace.
Something echoed by the president as he arrived in Florida for the weekend.
In my opinion, they should stop the war immediately. You go by the battle line wherever it is, otherwise it's too complicated. You'll never be able to figure it out. You stop at the battle line, and both sides should go home, go to their families, stop the killing, and that should be it. Stop right now at the battle line. I told that to President Zelensky. I told it to President Putin.
2 months after meeting in Alaska with no concrete results, both leaders have agreed to meet again in Budapest. President Trump will test once again whether Vladimir Putin is genuine or using peace talks to stall for time. Nomia Iqbal, BBC News, Washington.
Our senior news correspondent John Sudworth is in Kyiv and has been analysing the outcome of that meeting.
This meeting did not appear to go well for President Zelensky, Samantha. A no, at least for now, on the use of those Tomahawk missiles. And in general, a framing by President Trump of this conflict as a fight between equals, between two men who simply don't like each other. And the challenge for Ukraine in all of this, as you heard there from Mr. Zelensky after the meeting, is that he is not averse to the idea of negotiations, of the idea of a ceasefire and sitting down and talking to the Russians. But for him, the facts on the ground are that this is a war of aggression fought by an authoritarian state with imperial ambitions against a democracy. And therefore, if he is going to open those negotiations, the one thing he needs is trust, backed up with security guarantees, in his view, most preferably security guarantees from Washington. And he did not get those in this meeting. So for now, of course, all attention shifts to that summit meeting we're told in a couple of weeks' time between Mr. Trump and Mr. Putin. And Mr. Zelensky comes back to Ukraine, having once again to sort of view this conflict with his reliance on the tenacity of his own troops and the backing of his European allies.
And where does this leave Ukraine's war effort? Because those Tomahawk missiles were seen as something that could possibly be a game changer in this.
Yeah, I mean, Ukraine, partly because of the shift of America under President Trump, the withdrawal of assistance, the insistence that Ukraine buys US weaponry, the increasing reliance on European support, has managed to build up a certain kind of resilience through some of those channels. It's developing its own type of weaponry, of course. And for now, those front lines, as you heard in that reporting there, are pretty much frozen. And there's a recognition, I think, by many people in Ukraine, a growing recognition that this conflict will probably end through some kind of negotiation. But if you speak to people here, the thing that they struggle with is the idea that at this stage, President Putin is for trust.
John Sudworth there.